This is interesting. I've had some questions. I didn't pass the aptitude test. It's always a bit tough. And if you're wondering, Dan doesn't run. Bloody tripping hazards. Oh, what's down there? Little boy racer. Don't want to ride him off yet. Pretty good knacker. Maybe that's in more ways than one. Use it, son. Use it. He does it bloody brilliantly. So we're both middle-aged rangers. Yeah, I just like a nice bit of shady bush. Leave me undies on for a week. I should do it more often. Try it. Probably doesn't matter. I'm not going to get all touchy-feely about, I know what. Don't forget to smile. If I can work out how to do that.
It's a daily ritual I've been practicing for many years. Goes with the turf being a balding ranger. Must be the Viking blood. But if I don't don the sunscreen, it becomes hard to determine where the face finishes and the shirt starts. As it is, I'm blending in well. I've decided to take you on a run. Bring you along for the ride, as I respond to a few of the questions you have been asking. I could have sat down and done a piece to camera. Boring. Or I could strap on the pack and hit the trail. That'll be good for me, and if all goes to plan, enjoyable for you. Come along.
Doing a bit of a circuit. So I thought I'd start the circuit with a bit of pavement pounding. Finish up doing a bit of a beach bash. This is interesting. Talking while I'm running. I don't usually do that. We'll see how I go. How bloody good's this though? We might go this way. Management vehicles only. In a different context. That would be me. Doesn't say what you got to be a management of. So it's a bit later than I'd planned. It's a bit after 7. And I was hoping to get away by 6 before it gets too warm. It's very humid. That's a typical beach thing, I suppose. It's always a bit tough when I first start out for a run. Got to get in the rhythm. Now, where am I going? Intersection, decision time. East Cape. I think that goes there as well. Get back on the pavement. So the plan with this little sesh was a bit of a QA. I get a lot of questions. Well, not a lot. Our little emerging channel, we don't get too many questions, but I've had some questions. I thought, oh, how can I just do a single app that provides some answers where appropriate? And I was going to go for a run anyway, and thought, I know what, I thought I'd take a leaf out of the book of that other ranger that lives in the rolling green hills of Gippsland. Middle-aged dude, doesn't mind a yarn. In fact, he does it bloody brilliantly. That was a dog, I thought it was a big deer. I thought, on your Paulie, go for a run, take the viewers with you, answer their questions. I think there's a track here. As you can see, Cape Conran Nature Trail. That's us. Whew, up the hill.
This trail running is something I've been trying to add to my repertoire. I usually stick to the rail trail, which may be convenient, for the most part scenic. It's by no means this picturesque, and certainly doesn't have too many uphill grinds through the soft sand. The irony is, the arduous, off-track trails are proving to be more enjoyable and, no doubt, more beneficial.
Of course, we all know who that other dude is. Yeah, Beau Miles. Look him up. I'll leave a link in the description if I can work out how to do that. He, pretty good knacker. I have met him actually. There's a story there I might tell you later. And yeah, so he's Ginger-Ninger from the plains, or actually Breaker Slope. Looks like he's in the foothills and West Gippsland. I'm in the foothills, Central Gippsland. Good bit of country. So we're both middle-aged rangers. I do have a couple of extra years on him though, I think. And that brings me to the first point. Oh, you have to excuse me if I'm spraying all over the camera. The first point, first question, how old am I? Probably doesn't matter. It depends on what I'm doing, how old I feel. But just so it turns out, tomorrow marks the anniversary of another lap around the sun, which makes me older than I am today, which is a good thing. I have this theory: there's nothing wrong with aging, because the alternative sort of sucks. So I was a child of the 60s, 1967, so you can work it out. Some days I feel old, some days, like today, like now, I don't feel so old. I think it's about, depends on what you're doing, what your mindset is. I'm not going to get all touchy-feely about headspace stuff, but there's something in it. Keep your mind on the job. Oh, what's down there?
It would be remiss of me, while on a run through brilliant country like this, to not stop and smell the flowers, or in this case, take in the view. It's not every day I get to bust my nut while running along the coast.
How good's that? Pretty calm out there today. We might have to finish up our run with a plunge. Whew. And there's another question. Actually, probably not so much a question, but a point that I try and make. Is it's something that I find challenging in life, is to take the plunge. Maybe that's in more ways than one, but in this case, in the cold water. It doesn't have to be cold actually, I just got to think it's cold, and I struggle, but I'm trying to overcome, and we'll see if I can do it later. One of those things, as I age, I'm trying, like a good wine, so they tell me it gets better with age. I'd like to think that this red is doing the same, maturing, probably performs better when slightly warm, room temperature I think they call it. Shit, it's humid. It's not quite a sea mist, but the numbers must be up there. So I plan on doing a little circuit here. I've done it before. There's a ripper up and down. I'm not used to running in the hills actually. I tend to be a plains run, do a bit of running on the rail trail. Try and keep reasonably fit. I think there's a boat out there. See if we can get a look at. Try and keep a reasonable level of fitness, but I'm not as fit as I'd like to be. Although, I'm gonna walk up here. Oh shit, threw a hill in on me. Oh, did you see that before when I ran past it? What a ripper. That's a hyacinth orchid. Bit hard to say when I'm puffed. Hyacinth. There's a botanical name there somewhere too. That's what I know it as. They stand nice and tall on a single stem and then bloom out. That's a ripper. Well spotted. Mate of mine, Connor. Shout out to Connor. He loves his running. Probably provides me with a bit of inspo. He lent me a book about running, and written by a dude, I think he was in the States, that just ran, spent his life running. Anyway, this dude talked about the physiology of running, and it resonates a bit with what another good mate of mine used to say whenever we went for a run. Good mate Donnie, shout out to Donnie. Donnie used to say there was a moment, in fact Donnie might have been a philosopher but didn't know it, and most people probably didn't realise it. He had a great outlook on life. He has a great outlook on life. Don't want to write him off yet. Sorry Donnie. We'd go for a run, and he used to say that there was a moment just at the end of the run when you stop feeling the pain of the run, or the pain of running, before the pain of the run kicked in. There was a moment in there that was euphoric, and it was like all the endorphins were punching around your body, and I was like, good on ya, bloody beauty, that was awesome. And then you'd hit a wall and pain would sit in for the next couple of days through the recovery phase. But the theory was that your body's pumping this stuff around. When you pull up, you get this big rush. There's a dopamine or something, not exactly sure, but just goes to your mind. You're just like, wow, boom, that was awesome. A euphoric moment, Donnie used to call it. And back to the book. Oh mate, if I can remember his name, I'll put it in the description. In the States, ultra marathon runner, some description. Anyway, he used to say that what you need to do is train your body so the run is the reward, not the finish, or not the coffee afterwards or the cake. Don't have a reward there. Get in your mind that running is the reward. You got to train. Oh, train in more ways than one. Train the body and the mind. But you got to set your mind up so running is the reward. That way you're pumping all the endorphins around your body while you're running, and the whole process is, the whole time you're running is euphoric. One way to do it is to smile while you're running. Make the moment rewarding, and it works. Oh, get a load of that. What a view. And I relayed that story to another mate of mine, Dan. Dan doesn't run. Shout out to Dan. People who know Dan will know Dan doesn't run. Anyway, I see Dan regularly. I think he's driving home from work or something thereabouts. So I'm running along the rail trail, and he reminds me as he's belting along at a Hyundai in his little boy racer. Leans out the window and yells out, "Don't forget to smile." Makes all the difference. Thanks, Dan. Good reminder. I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm feeling up and about. Might duck down to Cowie Bay. Cowie Bay. I have been down there before, but I try not to interrupt me paddle when I'm running. Nothing like a few stairs thrown into the mix. I don't spend a lot of time at the beach. Something to do with the fair complexion. I enjoy it though, I love it. But just too vulnerable. I know you can cover up and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, I just like a nice bit of shady bush. But how good's that? Bloody ripper. Cowie Bay. Parks Victoria need to do a risk assessment on their steps though. Obviously haven't done it this year. Bloody tripping hazards. Need to put some gravel in it. Anyway, back up now. Little car park for you. Park up for your nature walks. Looks like there's been a bit of maintenance, a bit of scrubbing going on. Be timely given it is school holidays. Some parts have just started, which is why we've managed to be out here at this time of the year. A bit unique having a holiday over summer for me. It's just the nature of the business. That's one of the questions I get asked all the time. What do I do for a crust? Apart from that old dad joke that says, what do you do for a crust? Oh, leave me undies on for a week. No, maybe it's not as fun as it used to be. But it's an interesting question. Reality is there's lots of clues I'm leaving in this video that tell you what I do for a crust. I've done lots of things over the years, some for myself, some for others. Currently working for others, but I did have aspirations to be a orthodontic model, and don't forget the smile, lad. And I didn't pass the aptitude test, passed the physical, but I didn't embrace the conditions, and I would have been a good model. Certainly had the right physical features. Don't forget the smile. But believe it or not, oh, getting a bit overgrown in here, PV. Hang on, I better keep my eye open for tiger snakes. Chatting to you, not watching what I'm doing. So nothing come of the modelling career, orthodontic modelling career. That's teeth for those that don't know. And if you're wondering why I would have been a good model. Take one look. I'm actually, believe it or not, a bit self-conscious of the fangs, but I could have done a couple of things. Spend a shitload, I did ask once, and I probably would have taken on that modelling career if there was perks like freebies. Bloody expensive to get your fangs attended to, so I could have gone down that path, had a modified. I haven't, won't dismiss it, but I haven't. Maybe if I become wealthy out of this YouTube gig, we might get an orthodontic sponsor. Then I wouldn't be able to show me face, and that sort of gets a bit awkward if you're a YouTuber, content creator. Prop yourself up in front of a camera, host, presenter. Ooh, watch out for snakes. Swampy country. So no, I'm not a orthodontic model, despite what some people think. Such a good specimen, I'm not. Ooh, another car park. Join this channel. Let's go and have a look. Might have a breather, have a drink. Lugging this bloody water around. Use it, son. Use it. Homestead site. Well, make the most of the table. It's the old Joiner's homestead, apparently, after the Joiner family. Used to live here, camp here, way back. What a great spot. Although back then, it's probably tough. Like now. Oh, that's good. Imagine what a drink of water can do for you. I should do it more often. If you haven't looked him up, check out Beau YouTube channel. He has a great channel. Probably something for other rangers like myself to aspire to. Oh. But probably the main point of difference between the two of us is I'm the good looking one. Yeah, he's got a bit of work to do. When he gets to my age, you'll probably boom. Great channel, check it out, shout out. I'm not trying to be piss take here, it's just shout out to those that I get inspiration from. Some great mates and a few YouTubers like Beau. 1945, Ned Joiner and his family lived here. He carved a bloody slot, blew it up, I think, blew a slot in the rock so he could get his boat in the rough seas. Lived here fishing and take his produce out to the markets from here. What a great spot, although more often than not it'd be pretty wild. Southern Ocean here, Bass Strait, the waves that slam up against this coast. Alright, Paulie, get going. Trouble with being a ranger is you bloody burn. Well, we probably all burn, but I burn real easy. So you got to cover up. Jeez, that's a bit tight. I haven't worn this for a little while. You got to cover up, and that means wearing dorky hats. Kept the sun off. This is one that I bought a few years ago when I did a big kayak paddle down the Murray River, 2,500 k's, the best part of it. Took me a couple of months. If you haven't seen the video, I filmed it. Have a look down below in the videos. Try and put a link in the description. Good little series. paddle on my own down the river. There's another little similarity between myself and Beau. Not that I'm comparing, I just noticed that there is similarities, and by all accounts Beau's done a lot of paddling and sea kayaking, I think, mainly. Could be wrong, but that's what he's shown us. I can't sea kayak for the life of me. I get crook in the bathtub. Motion sick. So, which is another blight that I've struggled with all my life. Motion sickness. Any movement, oh shit. Get that from me parents. Thanks, Mum and Dad. That's alright, get me good looks from them as well. So you got to cover up. So you get to wear some great hats. Get the sun off. And this is a ripper. Covers everything. Covers the bloody Dumbo ears, snout. There's been a bit of thinning going on in the plantation, so the old scone gets a bit exposed as well. So always wearing a hat. Alright, let's go. I was hoping to be back before the sun come out, but it's not to be. That's a great little view down there. Joiner's Channel. That's the channel, I think, or maybe it's the one over there. Not real sure. There's a couple of them here being punched out of the rock. And get the boat in, bring their crayfish and produce up. Would have been a great spot to live, except it was probably miles from anywhere. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good after a bit of a spell. Our Cool Guardy Safe shirt does its job in the cool breeze. Cools you right there. It's a bloody ripper. I think we're around at West Point, running through the car park.
On a good day, this car park would be full to the brim. Fishers parking up their rigs and trailers while they head out into the deeper waters of Bass Strait. A pastime well beyond my capabilities. While the lure of the catch is enticing, the torment of the ocean is something I'm unlikely ever going to subdue. For someone that gets crook in the bath, these waves are certainly my nemesis.
How bloody good's this? Wow! It's like the edge of the world. Not too many fish shows out today. Must be nearly high tide too. Waves coming up, here comes one. Shit. I don't want to get wet feet. You might get out of here. That's good. Bloody rip one. Oh, little story. These rocks out here. Two big gulls or something sitting out there. Years ago, I used to spend a bit of time down here. This is Cape Conran in East Victoria, East Gippsland. There's rocks out here. On a calm day, it's actually awesome. Put the goggles and snorkel on and have a swim around there. Some great snorkeling to be had here, and just to get on to, oh, I'm not sure if I can say this. It's probably pre-rules, don't know. Just to get on to abalone or two and spear a few fish and get a feed in there. It was good. I'm talking, well, yeah, as I said, another lap around the sun anniversary there off tomorrow. I'm talking 40 years ago. Yeah, what a ripper. What a ripper. Ah, it's good. Thanks, Bodie, for the inspiration. I'm not really a runner, but I enjoy running. I know it's good for me, physically, mentally. I got the physiology of a runner, resting heart rate below 50. Actually well below 50. Some in the medical fraternity get a bit worried about that. Well, when it stops, it stops. Popular spot here, when the conditions are right, it's full of boats. None out there today, so I'll take from that, conditions aren't right. Oh, we'll go down here. I think I'm a bit bushed. I'm going around in circles. Back to Joiner's Channel. Didn't actually come down the beach before, so here we are. Don't know what happened there. Too busy gas bagging. Oh. How cool is this? Shells, lots of shells on this beach. Oh, here we go. Oh, picnic table. Park Victoria Rexide asset. Not sure it'd pass the test. What's in here? Never been in here. Not sure where this one goes. Didn't even see a sign for it. Oh. Wow. Not sure what's going on here. Another bloody table in the scrub. Must be an old campsite or something. There's some taped markers in the trees here. Typical sort of government marking. There's an old truck going through there. I'm not sure what's going on. I do recall years ago, as I said 40 years ago, and used to snorkel and bum around out here, that there was a track going around the headland. West Point, I think. Anyway, maybe this is the remnants of it there. I'm not going to poke in there. It's bloody tiger snake country, and I'm not quite kitted up for dealing with tiger snakes. But geez, you know, that's a ripper. Well, it's like finding a bloody old hut or something. I know it's only a picnic table, but bit of a story there of yesteryear. Bloody ripper. Where's this track go though? I didn't see the other end of it. Let's go and see if we can find out. So I come from there. Where'd this one come from? Let's go back to the car park. I didn't see anything corralling the masses down here, but it's had a bit of maintenance. Cut the grass. Not sure, it don't go anywhere. That just goes to the shitter. There you go. That's why I didn't find anything. That's to the shitter. You just stop exploring. You never know what you'll find. Back to the car park. Cutting laps. Still no one out fishing. Oh well, there you go. Another lap. I gotta go here. Up there. You distracted me. This way. In case anyone was wondering, oh shit, that was a Joe Blake. Bloody big burn on my lip. Us rangers are susceptible to being burnt, I know, but this one was from food. Going to chomp on a bloody pie, and it's got cheese in it. Who puts cheese in a pie that melts? Sink your bloody chomps into it. The molten cheese sticks to your lip. You can't lick it off. It's burning, burning. Cheese in your bloody pie. Well, I think I burnt the top lip as well, but it's hidden by the bromo. They come in handy sometimes. Well, it's not too good when you don't have a makeup department before you go on camera, although I did put some foundation on this morning, as I do every morning. Thick layer of bloody sunscreen. Don't step out the house without it. Hey. Oh, keep your feet, lad. Keep your feet. So I met Beau. That's a couple of years ago now. Had a work function. Don't have many of them. And Beau was the guest speaker. Come along to talk to us about YouTube, content creation, about him. It was cool. But I was bloody. Everyone's going up and meeting the boy. I got a bit camera shy. And well, I did introduce myself in the context of taking a photo of another mate, Adam. Adam wanted his photo taken with Beau, and Adam wasn't shy. Adam's not shy. Those that know Adam know that Adam speaks what he thinks. Good on Adam, that's a bloody great attribute. Hold on to that. Oh, shit. There's a hill. Hill and running. Two don't mix, Paul. So I took a photo of Adam and Beau as they were comparing their hipster beards. Both of them will probably deny being hipsters. But when you're talking about product and management styles or regimes, probably a bit of hipster in there somewhere. Not that I'm suggesting that's what they're talking about. Shit. Big buzz ball, big ones. Suck them in. Note to oneself: don't try and run up the hills and talk. Get low. Bloody ripper. A bit of a lighthousey looking thing out on the point there. Warn all those boats clear. Things might not go too well if you don't. So, my brief encounter, that's the wrong word, doesn't sound like a grizzly bear. My brief chat to Beau. I was having a chat to him about what I did in a previous life. Just so happens he's using some of the product that I made, just for his beard. Hey, apparently he's written a book, and by all accounts he can fit 80 of those books into a bag. And what's the connection, Paul? He gets to that bag was one I made in a previous life. I used to manufacture outdoor gear. Take a look. Is that working? That's a hydration pack, which was one of many products. One of them being a bag, big bloody bag, that fits 80 books, apparently. I don't know how he lifts it, but it's good to know the bag can carry 80 books. It might have been pocket diaries. No, they were his book. I don't know if I've read it. I feel like I have. I should have. Maybe I should have done some more research before this session. This is not about Beau though. This is about me. And yeah, manufacturing business. Did a stint in the city in the Big Smoke. Right in the middle of the bloody thing. Those that know Melbourne know where Myers is. A synonymous establishment in smack bang in the middle of Melbourne CBD. I had a business in the outdoor game. Very successful business too, actually. Me and Mum. Right in the middle of Melbourne, 100 metres up from Myers. Little precinct there, outdoor stores. Oh, Nirvana, for those that are into their outdoor gear. Although, I think online's taken some of that glory now. But anyway, we had a business there for a number of years. Sold that up. Moved back out in the country, back out to Gippsland. Set up a manufacturing facility for a period of time. Made outdoor product, of which, by all accounts, Beau's scored himself a bag somewhere along the line and uses it to cart his books around. It's good to know that they're being appreciated and they're still out there, because ultimately that was the legacy of the product, his endurance and durability. The demise of that business directly correlates to the black cockatoos. Oh, Mum will be chuffed. Mum likes the black cockatoos. 2 of them sitting out there. Bloody beauty. Love the sound. Yeah. So the demise of that business was a direct result of the onslaught of mass-produced shit from China. And that was an interesting little story there. Oh shit, hill. Getting that product out to the masses, to the audience. If I was doing it today, it would be so much easier with this social media, digital cameras if nothing else. But social media, bang, you can bloody make a product, design a product, think about a product, dream about a product, go to the market, get their feel for it. You haven't actually had to make anything. Whereas back then, if we wanted to promote something, you'd have to take a photo in a studio, go and develop the photo, send that off to the publishers of a magazine, which always needed 3 months notice for the next publication, get all the artwork done, which cost, of course, because you couldn't do this sort of stuff necessarily in-house. Not like these days, it's all just at your fingertips. So here we were trying to compete with this imported crap from OS, and hard to promote. And you know, understandably the shops were happy to bring a container load of this cheap stuff in, flog it off. It's all just volume sales, make a few bucks on each unit, whereas they would have had to work their asses off to sell just one of ours, because they were top of the range, both quality and price point. And that took time and effort to sell them. You know, people hadn't heard about them, of course, it was all new on the market. Those that got hold of them were blown away. They were revolutionary. That's a big word, I know, but they were. We still use them. You know, pitch black packs in gear. This hydration pack, Beau it was called, the model, 3 litre, bloody ripper. And by all accounts, a bag that can carry 80 books that Beau uses. So, my brief encounter with Beau was taking a photo of me mate Adam and getting a bit of a rundown on this bag that he happens to use to carry his books. So there's been other questions, of course. You a FIFO, fly in, fly out. How else can you afford bloody truck like you got there, lad? Well, short answer is no, I'm not a FIFO, never have been. Possibly, but won't write it off, never will be. How do I afford it? Not sure I can. Well, given it's my birthday tomorrow, that marks quite a few laps around the sun, given that look out there, given that I was born in 1967. It's no secret. Yeah, so I get asked, how the hell do you afford, travel on a truck like that, camper setup? Well, the fact is, I've been working for 40 years. Gee, it's a bit scary when you think of it like that. And the other contributing factor makes it all possible. I don't drink or smoke. I reckon if I do the maths, that'd save me quite a few bucks. Certainly put a few tanks of juice in the truck each week. Basically work hard, look after yourself, those around me, make it all possible. Like, you just make it work. That's the reality. If that's what you want to do, you make it work. It's not the first vehicle we've had. It's been a journey to get to that point. Being able to set that truck up. It doesn't happen overnight. We didn't start there, and the reality is we probably won't finish there either. If all goes to plan. New shitter there. Picnic area. Not much of a view there though. So we just make it work. Sacrifice here and there. And, yeah. That's what you do. If that's your thing, you work out a way to make it work. Work out a way to make it work. You just make it work. That bloody sun's poking its head out of the cloud now. It's getting warm. Feeling it. Still good to be here though. Might make it a bit easier to go for a dip. Yeah. Some great facilities on offer. Popular when the conditions are right. Surfing. Finally warming up.
If I'm going to bring out my inner Beau, how could I run past a neatly nested array of recycling bins without browsing for treasure? In this case, I think I was beaten to it by the weekly pickup.
Bugger, no apples. Check out this view. What a ripper. Wow, East Gippsland Coast. It's bloody awesome. Look at that. I think it's about right around there, about 25 k's to Pearl Point. We're not going to run that today, but I have walked around to the Ginger-Ninger River with the lad a couple of years ago. It was actually a bit of a slog. Great bit of beach protected, popular swimming spot. Might have to go and sample it, I think, now that the sun's out. Feeling it.
It's always great to be greeted by an overwhelming sign reminding one of all the things you can't do and all the things you should do. I don't have a week to read it.
Didn't say no running on the beach. There's a lot of stuff you can't do, but didn't say no running. So here we go.
Enter the realm of the punter. I find it a bit awkward filming, particularly talking to camera while on display to the masses. An oxymoron, maybe.
How cool is that? There's folks back there. Hey, are you Beau Miles? No. Do I want to be? No. That's no disrespect. I wonder if Beau will go for a run one day and dudes will say, hey, are you Paul Brooker? You say no. No, I don't want to be. Ah, that's cool. That's quite funny. I'm actually feeling like it might be appealing to take a dip, and that will be most unlike me. Tell you what though, should have my bloody glasses on. Beau would have his glasses on. I'm still learning. How good is it? It's almost childish, isn't it? Running in the shallows, dodging the waves. It's quite primary. But pretty cool thing to do. I think our camp's along here somewhere. C, B, bit further. This is cool. There's barely any wind. Tide's right out. There's something about the location which makes some of these arduous activities more achievable, more euphoric. That might have been a bit of a tough slog today. Probably done all me backwards and forwards and ins and outs and ups and downs. Close to 10k, 8, 9, 10k, which on a good day that'd be a slog, but I don't know, plonk it into this location. Oh geez, just a little bit more, Donnie would say, euphoric. I think I've gone past it. Not sure. Oh, that's awful. I think I'm cooked. That's the cameraman. He's done pretty well, he's kept up with me. Good genes. I think that's about me done. Campsite B. Well done, Paulie. Well done. Oh, I'm cooked. Oh. Worst thing about being at the beach. There's bloody sand everywhere. I think there's only one thing left to do though. That's to get in there. There's no lifesavers around, there's no flags, so I'm going to rely on the lad to rescue me. I'm about to do something that I never do. No, that's not true, never. I find very challenging. Is to take the plunge. Sometimes you just got to do these things because it feels so bloody good when you do. Oh, no time like the present.
Well, I'm generally an active, motivated dude that loves the outdoors, loves adventure, loves spending time with family and friends exploring out-of-the-way corners of our awesome country. I'm evolving my love of being creative, in this instance, through the production of videos and narrative that shares that love, shares those experiences, maybe goes some way to motivating you, gives you ideas of places to explore and ways to do it. Combining my adventures with the art of filming, the inspiration of story, and the technology to share has provided me an outlet, a motivation to bring it all together and develop a craft where I get to enjoy the journey long after the adventure has passed. The production process enables me to anticipate the journey long before I leave home and continue well after returning. Editing the films allows me to reflect, evolve, and archive that experience. Now that I've given you something, how about you do something for me? Hit the subscribe button, tap the like button and leave a comment. I will reply. The best thing you can do for our emerging channel is share the videos, share the channel. Let's get it out there. Thanks heaps and look after yourself.
Oh, I never do that. Thanks YouTube. Thanks Beau. Good on you mate. First bloody shower I've had for a couple of days. Doesn't get much better than that. Just got to get out and do it. It's easy to procrastinate. Plenty of reasons not to do it. So big shout out to everyone that's been getting around us, bringing these videos together, encouraging, letting us know what's working and what's not. Appreciate all the feedback. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.